The Hotdog Garden Railroad. Ah, yes. Right now I have the main loop is over there and it switches off to the switchyard, but the switchyard dead ends. So my plan is to come around on a 5-foot radius to somewhere right around here. I cut down the apple tree. It was dropping big branches, and go over there a little bit. Now we come through from where I was just standing to this area. That red would indicate the start of a 5-foot radius circle, which would come around and tie in to the big loop. And what I think I plan to do is build a bigger switchyard in this area. So we'll see how that goes and how much I can get accomplished. It's always easier when you have a helper. Yeah. See, she's inspecting it, making sure I did it right. First hole, we brought it up to the right height. We put a little gravel on the bottom, a little small gravel. That'll help keep the bottom of the post dry. We'll put some cement around that. And we're on our way to adding 55 feet of track. Well, the first hole is done. We put dry concrete in there and then poured water in to get the concrete to turn to concrete. What I'll probably do is take some of the dirt I dug out of there and cover it up. Cement is an exothermic, which means it generates heat. We're getting close to freezing tonight, so by putting some dirt over there, it'll help keep the heat in and help the concrete cure properly. As this goes on, we'll take little snippets periodically. Hole number 2. Another day of fun building. We got the 90-degree loop, and my water level says 0 grade. All I'm going to do now is put some dirt over the cement, because it's supposed to get close to freezing again tonight, and that'll help hold the heat in and let the cement cure better. To be continued. The secret to success on this is not only just building the yard for the switchyard, but figuring out where and how you're going to tie back into the main line. Using a 10-foot diameter switch, I have 2 positions I can mount it in. One comes off like this, and one would come off like this. This is a very odd angle, which means the track wouldn't line up right. This is pretty close to a 90-degree angle, which is exactly what I want. So now if I come off this point, and my radius is going to be 5 feet, which is a stick ruler there, that means it's going to be 19 feet from where the arc over there. The thing is, the tying into this, if I would have just built the table and built it up to 1 and then all of a sudden it doesn't match, you can't get the tracks, you got to bend it, you got to cut funny. It always pays to look at it with strings and just see where you're at. Onward and upward. doop, 3 more holes. That hole got delayed. There's a huge root. This one's set, but I'm out of concrete. And we're going to have a week of rain. So we're delayed for a while. Brisk Sunday afternoon. And we got 2 more support holes done. And posts. The next part is the tricky part. Swinging this around and connecting into the other line, the main line. That'll be the tricky part. Well, it looks like the tie into the switch is going to line up good, and the layout of the curve and the switchyard looks like it worked out good. Table's all done. Center supports need some cement, but it's under 40 degrees right now, so we're not going to do any cement work. When it warms up a little bit, we'll start working on the track. But that was the key part, to get that into the main line. And we come around here. There's curves back. To the existing switchyard. Interesting project. Be nice to see it when track's on it. Well, the project is basically complete. From the old switchyard, the tie-in is complete to the new switchyard. We can even run trains on it. Obviously, the dog doesn't like trains. Well, that was interesting. Catahoulas, which our dog is, are trained to hunt boar, so I guess this looks like a boar to it. But anyway, switchyard's complete. The only thing right now is I pulled the conduit over, but I haven't pulled the wiring for the buildings over here. And it makes its tie back into the main loop. Very nicely. So ends another project. Once the electricity's hooked up, it'll all be over. Okay, to finish the project, we're going to pull the wire through. White and green are track power, red and black are for buildings and street lights and stuff. So let's start pulling. Well, we got the wire pulled to this end. Now it's going to be the hard part, is pulling it through this U and pulling it out down there. It's fun. Success. The wire is pulled. Now all we got to do is pull some of this back, neaten it up a little bit, and on this end Get the soldering gun out here and some shrink tubing and seal everything up. Well, all the electric wiring is done. Church, 3 western buildings, and the little depot all have lights in them. It's hard to put lights in these things because they're ceramic, but they look good as a western town. Maybe someday I'll put a light in the barn. And since we pulled wire across, the conduit carries the cables for the lights and the track. There's probably about 170 feet of conduit underground and around these tables. One comes up and then is fed to the tables, or to the first house on the table, and then it's daisy chained all the way through to the last house. So it's all wired up. Now to see it at night will be interesting. Well, the lights are on. Obviously, there's no lights by the adobe buildings. The western town is pretty lit up. The church is lit up. I did some playing around with the side windows and some translucent plastic. Now we come around to the new switchyard. All looks pretty good. And off in the distance is more lights other than the street light. Everything lit up in the neighborhood.